My name is Obendako. Welcome. Please share the channel with your friends, with your family, with people who are interested in developing themselves, in developing their businesses, their finances, helping our continent to expand and to grow. My name is Obendako. Again, I'm sharing with you restructuring your mind as an African, restructuring your mind as a black person. Sometimes we are talking with our brothers and sisters outside the continent, those in America, in the Caribbean, in England, and sometimes you see that those who show any interest in the things that happen to the African continent, to those in Africa, are those who have had better understanding of the situation, those who have read the history, those who are in some kind of engagement. And I dare say that in all of us, so long as you look like an African, there is some kind of interest that you have, even if you force yourself to deny it. It's still there. I remember there was a time in England I met this Indian guy. He was very darker than myself, and when he looked at me, he smiled, he nodded his head, and he passed. Several times we will meet him in the city area, and he would just smile. I never tried to talk to him. Of course, I didn't know much. And I feel anytime that you saw us, he behaved like he had seen a family member, even though we were not talking. And I hear that there are millions of Africans, they call them Dravidians, in India. All over the world, wherever you go and you see an African, they may not say anything, especially in the West or in the East. They look like you, they look at you, they nod, they smile, you wave at the majority of the people, whether it's in America, whether it's England, or anywhere that I've been. They may not say anything, but they know that you are in the same situation. It is conscious effort to try to put your courage together to say that I'm an African and I'm proud of my continent. What I know is that it takes a lot of energy, it takes a lot of information, proper information, because if there are any people who are that much blessed, it's us. The only thing is that people have intentionally systems, especially the Europeans and the Americans, they have intentionally been told, they were told by their forebears to make sure that these Africans never must accept that they are the least, and they must accept that they are not intelligent, they must be poor, they must be prevented from having riches. If you go to anywhere, especially in America, every time that they started to become better, to become great, to build their own banks, to build their own businesses, to build their own institutions, they were attacked, they were destroyed, and they are constantly being attacked and being destroyed. Why? Because the idea is that the black man must be kept at the bottom. So you see that an offense that everybody will commit, that nothing will happen to them, we look on TV, and they are punished to the highest degree just because they look black. It's painful, but with proper knowledge and proper understanding of how this world has been run by this, especially white people who think that they only deserve the best of life and nobody else must have access to the wealth. And even the wealth on our continent, they come for it, they want to come for it, and they try to fight any institution, any system, anybody who works for the prosperity of the African, for the dignity of the African, for the enlightenment of the African, for the liberation of the African. So you must understand this and work towards it, because I know that most Ghanaians, most Nigerians, those of us who were schooled here through this structure, the kind of education that we have in which is largely European, and through the churches that we have established here, we seem to have some kind of love and respect for the very system that has destroyed us. And a lot of the times, if I'm talking to my friends who are engineers, doctors, professionals, majority of them have no clue the structures that have been put in place. The first thing that comes out of their mouth is, our leaders are corrupt, they are the main problem. They have no idea the structures that's set. And therefore, they don't even know how we must come together to fight it, because the systems will continue to work against us until we stand up to say enough is enough. enough is enough. If somebody continues to come to your house to bully you, and you don't stand up against them and fight them, even if they have to kill somebody, you fought. They know that there's a hindrance, there's an opposition. Another person starts to fight. Another person starts to fight. A time will come they will give up. A time will come they will slow down. A time will come that there will be liberty. But so long as we are not even sure, we don't even know, we deny it. We deny its existence, and we continue to blame ourselves for everything evil on the continent, then they will have their way out, So we must stand up. If you're an African living in the diaspora, be interested in doing business in Africa. Be interested in owning a land in Africa. Be interested in owning a property. Open an organization in Africa. Be interested in that, because we are treated the same anyway. If I go to anywhere that is white and you meet me from Jamaica, for instance, we are moving around, the first thing that they think about is these people are from Africa, without talking to us. So that is the definition that we have. And so we must know that this is our heritage, and we have to take it up and make sure that it works. And it doesn't matter the hindrances or the oppositions that you meet, whether from individuals when you are here or those institutions. Don't forget, they are still under colonial effect to a large extent. And that's why when you go through town, you will see some of the things that you will see. The white Jesus that you will see. You will see officials who think that they must dress in suit and tie to be called official, to be called standard, to be welcome. You must speak English to say. Whenever I hear somebody say English is official, English is one of the languages that we speak. We have several languages that we must be proud of, and we must promote them. Up to date, I don't understand why we are not teaching physics and chemistry and mathematics in P or any other of our languages. Why we must not? I grew up in a town where the English that they were teaching us, my teacher, thank God, he used P to teach us the English. And that was fantastic. And I remember even in the university, communication 101 or something, communication skills 101, the professor was using P to teach us. And I think that was impressive. And if they were using the same thing to teach the physics, the chemistry, the thermodynamics, the heat transfer, the fluid mechanics, all those courses that they taught us, if they were using the P, at least 50% would have been better. Because that will instill the confidence. It will make us be proud of what we have. Because the intention was to cut us from our heritage and from our heroes. So whenever they are talking of innovation and prosperity, you will see that they will not mention anything that looked like an African. It was intentional, it was structured, it was systemic. The fight, the victories that the major kingdoms in Africa won, they are not taught to us in school. So how do you restructure your mind as an African? Know that everything that has been designed to put the African down was intentional, and systems have been set for the generations to continue to believe these lies. And so long as we believe these lies, they will continue to have an advantage on us, because then we will not have confidence in our own heritage. So my name is Robin Darko. I'm talking about restructuring the mind of the African. And the African, I mean everywhere in the world that anybody considers himself or herself as an African. And as a matter of fact, everywhere the Africans live, and thank God there is a technology now that we are connected. There are so many people, Africans in the diaspora who have never come to Africa, who still talk to us and who want to know what is happening in Africa. My appeal is that you show respect, you show interest, you show positivity. The negatives, leave them for the CNN and the BBCs. But let's be focused on the positives. And what I mean by positive is that if you see problem, let's look at the solutions. Let's look at how do you solve this. Just talking about them and just blaming ourselves and just saying that we are nothing will not be positive. I think those are just negatives. We're just interested in feeding on the stereotypes. I remember somewhere, whenever you see any evil in their newspaper in England particularly, they will say, oh, a Nigerian man, oh, a Ghanaian man, But when they do good things, they say that British. It's intentional. It's intentional. It's constantly. They are enforcing that constantly. They may not even know that those things were designed, and now they do them by default, and they think that that is right. So my name is Robin Darko. I'm talking about restructuring your mind as an African. And so especially those of us who were born in Ghana, who have moved to live outside the continent, with so much, even when people want to come to Ghana, to Nigeria, we discourage them. We don't know that it's not that you are being realistic. You are just running with the tape, with the thread that they have pushed on you, and you may not even know it. And so go for the knowledge, go for understanding. Come, visit, come. And when you come, focus on the positive. Focus on the things that are working, because a lot of things are working. Young people are building businesses. Young people are doing great things in our country. Not everybody is desperate to move out of Ghana or of Nigeria. And as a matter of fact, if you have enough information, you will see that this is where the game is. This is where the game is. It's only when you're looking for food and shelter and that you think that you must run away. But when you look at something that is bigger than yourself, when you are looking at the lives that you can change, the businesses that you can build, the country that if you get into politics, what you can do to shift things and create the prosperity and take charge of our gold, of our diamond, of our timber, of our cocoa. These things that we continue to talk and say that the Chinese are this, the Europeans are this. What are you doing yourself? We have to sacrifice for our children and for our children's children. We have to be the ones. We cannot look for comfort. We must be the ones saying that enough is enough. Let's come home and do something. And even if we don't win, we would have sent a signal that is worth it. We should not run. Just say that because of people say that, oh, people will go because they want to eat. Listen, how many people are hungry looking for food to eat if you know what to do? The problem is the information. The problem is the financial information, the business information. The problem is us believing that we are enough to cause the changes that we so desire wherever we are. If you're a young man in Africa, in Ghana, and you are thinking of, I'm tired here, I want to, it's a program that you're running, because you've been told not to trust your people, not to believe here. You've been told that this is poor, poor country. Those are tags that they constantly must tell us. And you can easily be a victim of those of that propaganda. And many of Africans, whether they are here or around the world, have been victimized, victims of this European propaganda. And they continue to sell those things in the religion. Focus on going to heaven. Don't be interested in the things that are here. But they are taking the gold, they are taking the oil, they are taking the diamond. I feel that the gospel, the Christianity that a lot of us are in, the gospel that as is explained in Africa is different from how as is explained to Africans. It's so much